This week on TechRap, will we see Samsung's next flagship smartphone as early as March? BlackBerry creative director tweets from an iPhone. Alicia Keys on the hot seat. And in light of recent hacking incidents on both Twitter and Facebook, we give you best practices on how to remain secure online.
Hi, I'm Michael Josh, and this is TechRap. Korean journal D-Daily reports that Samsung is prepping the Galaxy S4 for a March 15th release. The journal also confirms that while Samsung played around with the idea of on-screen buttons, the device will still include a physical home button like its predecessor. The S4 might also include a feature called contactless gestures.
Contactless gestures should work almost like the S Pen does on the Note 2, responding to gestures even if the pen doesn't actually touch the screen, but this time with your fingers, similar to a technology called floating touch on the Sony Xperia Sola. Just like most tech rumors, take this one with a grain of salt until Samsung releases an official press release, but Android news site Android Authority notes the journal does reveal some of the device's specs, like an Exynos 5440 processor, a 5-inch display, 2GB of RAM, and Android Jelly Bean 4.2. Canadian tech site Mobile Syrup says a March release will help Samsung stay ahead of competitors HTC, LG, and Motorola, who we all expect to release new smartphones later on in the year.
Apple is working on an update to its mobile operating system iOS following the discovery of a vulnerability that allows users to gain access to a phone's personal data even when the phone is locked.
Apple recognizes the update and says it will deliver a quick fix in a future software update. Some online sources say iOS 6.1.2 should be released sometime this week. This is not the first time an iOS update brought about a lock screen vulnerability. The same thing happened when Apple released iOS 4.1.
Rappler's official iOS app climbs to the top of the charts on the Philippines iTunes App Store just hours after its release this week.
The free app is designed primarily for iPhones and iPod Touch devices running iOS 5.1 and above, but will also work on iPads. Let me walk you through some of the app's features. On the load screen, you can browse through the top stories of the day, or you can tap the menu button to bring up a list of sections. Tap on a section to get all the latest stories from that section. Each story can be shared on Twitter or Facebook or via email. You can adjust font sizes and favorite a story so you can come back and read it later. For an even better reading experience, you can also tap on an article once to get rid of the menus. And on top of every story is a mobile version of the Mood Meter, where you can help us crowdsource the mood of the day. The Mood Navigator shows you the top 10 stories that receive the most votes. It's our favorite way to find the most talked about stories on the site. There is also a video section where you can watch latest episodes of our newscast and web shows, including TechRap. Also front and center is the Submit a Story section that allows you to send tips, stories, and photos. Rappler for iOS is available free from the iTunes App Store. If you have trouble finding it, you can always just type in appstore.com/Rappler on your browser.
Don't worry, Android users, we have not forgotten you. In fact, I have a version of our Android app running on my Note 2, and this app will come to the Google Play Store very soon. If you recall, back in 2010, HP acquired Palm and its WebOS, but sales of WebOS devices didn't go so well, thereby killing the once promising mobile operating system. HP hasn't really made a splash in the mobile market since, but just this week they announced that they were switching to the Android operating system for all upcoming mobile devices.
Recently appointed BlackBerry Global Creative Director Alicia Keys comes under fire this week after users discovered a February 11 tweet from her official account, which was sent from an iPhone. Keys blames the rogue tweet on a hacker, but tech site Pocket Lint says Keys tweeted a pic of her backstage at the Grammys. If you look closely, you'll see 2 iPhone 5s on her desk. This isn't the first time a celebrity has tweeted a product different from what they were endorsing. Last year, Queen of Talk Oprah tweeted about how the Microsoft Surface RT was one of her favorite things, but drew flack when users discovered the tweet was made from an iPad. Keys was with her family during NBA All-Star Saturday, taking photos of the event using a white BlackBerry Z10.
Web browser Opera celebrates a major milestone this week, its 300 millionth user, with big news. The browser will dump its own rendering engine Presto with open source rendering engine WebKit. The change promises enhancements to the browser. If you know this character, then I'm sure this next bit of news will excite you. Line, the mobile messaging application, launches in the Philippines. NHN Corporation says that its plans for Line in the Philippines includes localized content specific to Filipinos. Don't know what I'm talking about? Don't worry, Line is our app of the week.
Free SMS and voice calls? There are already a bunch of apps out there that let you do this. So what makes messaging app Line different? Line app is also a social network made specifically for smartphone users. Unlike Facebook or Twitter, which were designed primarily for desktop users and then grew into the mobile space, developers of Line app knew they wanted to tap the mobile market right from the get-go. And at 100 million users and counting since its launch in 2011, they are certainly on the right track. The app initially started as a text messaging app, but has since evolved into a full social networking service. It has a timeline feature that functions pretty much like Twitter's timeline and Facebook's newsfeed. Here you'll see updates from your friends like status messages, photos, videos, or stickers, which is where Line makes most of its profit. More on that later. Its primary function, the chat feature, lets you create group chats, making it easier to get in touch with a specific group of friends. In fact, it's the feature that users will find themselves using most. You can also send text messages, photos, videos, and again, stickers. The wide selection of very animated Line stickers is one of the main reasons why users are hooked on the app. Whether you're feeling happy, sad, or angry, Line has the perfect sticker for you, featuring its original characters Moon, Coney, and Brown. Among the Rappler 20-somethings, they never fail to turn our mood meter to amused. By default, you have 3 sets of stickers ready to use, but you can also purchase new ones. For iOS users, stickers cost $1.99. Android users can get stickers using coins, which they can buy from the Google Play Store. Each set of stickers on Android costs 100 coins. The price of coins start at $1.99 for 100 coins, but users can buy as many as 3,400 coins plus a 1,000 coin bonus for as much as $46.99. To purchase a sticker, tap the More button and head on to the sticker shop. You can also purchase stickers and send them to friends as a gift. Last year, Line says it sold 350 million yen, or over $3 million worth of stickers. Users can also play games unique to the Line app. It also has a camera feature that lets you put filters and text on your photos. Line is a wonderful communication tool for smartphone users, and the best part? It's free. Overall, the app makes us 100% happy. The more time we spend online, the more important it is to stay secure. Here are some tips to keep in mind. Number 1, pick a good password. You'll want one that has a combination of upper and lowercase characters and a number or 2, and to really toughen it up, a special character. If you can, don't use dictionary words. And please, the word password is the worst password possible. If you have trouble remembering passwords, you might want to consider a password organizer like 1Password that will remember and autofill your passwords for you. You'll only need to remember one master password. Number 2, change your password regularly. Just because you have a really good password doesn't mean you should keep it forever. Change your passwords at least once every quarter. If you're a Gmail user, turn on 2-step verification. To do so, go into Account, Security, and then 2-step verification. Once set up, every time you log into Gmail, aside from your password, you'll be asked to enter a second code, which they'll send you via a phone call, text message, or via a smartphone app. Number 4, turn on secure browsing. On Facebook, go into your security settings page, click Edit under Secure Browsing, then click the checkmark Browse Facebook on a secure connection when possible. Twitter already has that setting on by default. 5, beware of Twitter and Facebook spam. While we should all know how to guard against suspicious emails, do stay away from posts like change your Facebook color or those have you seen what this person is saying about you direct messages on Twitter. They all lead to some form of phishing attack and could put your personal data at risk. Number 6, use a virtual private network app. Be extra vigilant when you're at a public Wi-Fi hotspot. Your passwords and other important data can easily be captured by sniffers. Consider using a free virtual private network app like Hotspot Shield that will cloak all your private data by encrypting all your transactions. When on, the VPN app will also allow you to surf anonymously. And last but definitely not least, please turn on passcode lock on your smartphones. This will ensure that in the event that you lose your phone, knock on wood, the thief or whomever else picks it up will not be able to access your data. This is especially important if you have private videos you don't want anyone to see.
And that was TechRap. Do me a favor, if you're an iOS user, please download Rappler's iOS app. You can navigate to our show section and watch episodes of TechRap there. As always, do follow Rappler on Twitter and like our page on Facebook. We're also on Instagram and we have tons of beautiful photos there for you to enjoy. And if you're watching this show on YouTube, please give us a thumbs up. There's the like button below. We always love receiving those as well. For tech questions and comments or suggestions about the show, send me an email, techrap@rappler.com, or a message on Twitter using the hashtag TechRap. That's all for this week, folks. I'm Michael Josh. Thanks for dropping by.